important topics and the building blocks of Python, that are list, key properties of that list, and some questions. And lastly, there is a bonus topic, that is list comprehension. Now, these all topics are very important, and I am going to follow a basic structure that before moving to a question of what is list, I am going to tell you why is list. Yes, absolutely. So, before wasting time, means instead of wasting time, let's move to understand why to use list and what is list after that. Imagine there are total 100 students over here, and you want to store the data of that 100 students. So what will you do? Will you gonna to make 100 variables? As for now, we know that if you want to store a data, we are going to make a variables and store the data into that variable. For 100 students, absolutely you are not going to make 100 variables for that, right? For that, we are using list. What is list? A list is a data type that, or I can say data structure that can store multiple values in it, right? Multiple values in it. Now, you can store 8, you can store string, you can store varied values also. It's not rigid that if you are storing integer values, it's needed to be integer values. No, you can store varied values also, then float value, then you can store character also. Everything you can store in a list. Also, the size of list can vary means it will increase and decrease according to your needs. For example, if I want to add one more element to this list, I'm not going to make another list of 101 element, copy all the of means of 101 element and copy all the things into this another. It's waste of time. I am just going to simply add one more element into this. For example, if I want to add one over here, it's a simple task, nothing much to cater over it, right? So now let me just show you the code of how to write a list, right? Let me just show you the code of how to write a list. So to initialize a list, you just have to write one, then again the same thing what I have shown to you, 45 number and let's say 8.2. What is this? This is nothing but storing different values, right? There are strings, there are floats, there are one multiple things over here, and you can increase and decrease the size of a list. It's a dynamic, it's not rigid that if it's particular list then you have to be of particular size. No, it's dynamic, you can increase and decrease the size according to your needs, right? So you can write a list in a Python something like this. There is a variable denoting the whole list, and there are these braces in which you are going to store these values, and it's very effective in a long run when you look at it. Now let me move you to another topic, that is slicing, right? Now what is slicing? Slicing, you can understand it like getting a value from a particular to particular range. uh, for example, let's say 45, and what the another thing which we have seen is 8.2, right? Instead of writing it in my pad, I can show you what the slicing basically mean in this VS code. So let me show you. In Now found a new terminal, and just check that is it working or not. Means I have written print k. Is it working? Yes, it's showing me the list print. Means showing me the list k. Now I want you to get the elements from zeroth index, right? Or I can say also list is a zero based indexing, right? I hope this is easy to know thing. What it is, it is a zero based indexing. Now zero based indexing means why you need index. Many people have this question, why you need index. Index is like storing things. Yes, absolutely. Now storing things in what sense? So let me tell you. Now imagine this train as your list, right? This train as your whole list. Each thing is your compartment over here. For example, here I have stored 8 value, here I have stored second value, here I have stored BC over here, and third, right? Because you are not naming, because you are not naming each container. If I want the data of this container, how should I tell list to give me the data of this container? For that, list decided to give the numbering to each of the container, and the numbering starts from 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so here 0, if I tell you that give me the element k of 0, k of 0 will give you 8. If I tell you give me the element of k of 1, k of 1 will give you 2, k of 2 will give you BC, k of 3 will give you 3. So this is how your indexing used to work. So now here also, if I write k of 0, what will it give? It give you 1, right? Now, what if I ask you that I want the values? What if I ask you that I want the value from, now let me just write this example in slicing. So your slicing is something like this. And if I ask you that I want the values from this to this end. Now let me write the index 0, 1, 2, 3. I want the value to appear from this to this index. Means I want to slice my k from here to here. How would you do it using Python methods? For Python, there is a thing known as slicing. Now, to slice thing, you just have to keep these two braces after your list element, have a colon. Now, before colon, you will write the start index. From where you have to start? You have to start from 0 index. So, start from 0. Now, this index, now what to write over here, it's tricky. Why it's tricky? Because what you write over here, for example, if I write 2 over here, if I write 3 over here, it will not print 8.2, it will not print 8.2. Do you want to see that? Let's see, it's printing 1 BC 45, it's not printing 8.2, it's printing till the number 45. And that's the great thing, that's the great thing, believe me. Why? Because 3 is excluded over here. Why it's excluded? Many times what happens, if you write 4 over here, then this 8.2 will definitely gonna to come. As you can see over here, it has arrived. Now, so from this, what we have learned? We have learned that in slicing, there is a element k, right? There is a, sorry, means a list k, and there are two things. There is a start index, there is end index, and you have to include start and stop before end, and you have to stop before end. So that's why when I am writing index 0 to 3, what is happening, it will gonna to print 1, it will gonna to print b, it will gonna to print 45, but you have to stop before end. Before end is 2, so you are going to stop over, you are not going to print 8.2 over here. Okay, so this is what slicing means. Now let me show you some of its tricks. Now I want you, if someone write like this, what does that mean? For example, write like this, it means you are going to start from first index and moving till the index 4. Now index 4 means you are going to include BC 45 and 8.2. Okay, now if someone write like this, no values, so it will print all the things, because it's starting from nothing, means it's starting from 0th index, and it ends at nothing, means it ends at 4th index. To understand this, understand like this, if I want to end at third index, so what will print? It will start from 0th index, because you have not written anything, it will start from 0, print BC, print 45. See this, it will not print 8.2 because you have to stop before end. So this is what your slicing used to do. Now I want you to show you another property, that is append, right? Another property of this is append. What do append used to do? Append used to add the value at the end. Simple, nothing much. Add the value at the end. Okay, it just simply add the value at the end. So if your list is 1 BC 45 8.2 and you want to add the value 1, what you simply used to do, k dot append 1. Believe me or not, it's very simple. It's going to add the value at the end. Yes. So let me show you, k dot append, and I want you to add the value at the end. So see, it added the value at the end. It's nothing much complicated. The third thing which I want you to see is the pop functionality, right? Now what the pop functionality do? Remember again two things, two master thing. It returns the value, but it's returning also it removes the value. What does that mean? That means right now I have this list right over here. Yes. Oh, yep. Right now you have this list. Now if you do, let me call it with a variable k. If you do k dot pop over here, right? If you do k dot pop over here, its simple work is to remove. What it remove? It remove the last element. It remove the last element. If you don't write any indexing over here, then it removes the last element. Okay, so it removes the last element and returns the value. So if I just write k dot pop, it remove the last element and your list will now till here. But if you want the element, you want to know that which element is removed, assign it to a variable x and then print x. In print x you came to know that 1 is the thing which is gonna to be removed over here, right? So let me show you that thing. Now I have appended one, right? You can see over here I have appended one. I am going to do pop one. I don't I have not known that which value is being removed, but we know that popping means it's remove the last element. Okay, but I want to know that which element is removed. Now I have just used pop over here. I don't know what this array is. I someone told me to pop. So I pop. But he also asked me that which value is being removed. Just also tell me that. So to tell that, you can say something like this. So it's popping means it's removed the element at the last. And what is the element at the last? It the element 1, which is assigned to a variable x. So hope so that the pop is also being clear to you. Pop at an index I is the same thing what I have taught you over here. Means pop is removing element at the end. I want you to remove the element at a particular index, say 2, right? I want you to remove the element at a particular index, say 2. So now see what happens. Index 2 means it will remove 45, right? It will remove 45. So see, the 45 is removed, 1 is as it is, as the appended. It had removed and 45, it had printed k and it shows the value that which value is being removed. So this is the thing which I want you to know. And now we are moving to our another question, that is to some question. Now what the question really means to you? The question tells in a simple language that you have to find two indexes, right? You have to find two indexes in a list whose summation is equals to your target value. For example, in this list, the index 1 and index 2 value minus 1 plus 2 gives you the value 1, right? So, what the brute force is? The brute force is take the index, take every index number that is 3, add this 3 to every number, right? Add this 3 to every number after it, right? Add these 3 to every number after it, and if you get a target value 1 in any of these case, just return that indices, right? Just return that indices. So what you have to use over here, you have to use something very interesting, that is nothing but your for loop, right? So how for loop works? So for loop works like this. For I in, now you want to start I from 0 index, right? And you want to run it till 5th index to run over whole array. How will you write it like this? To write it like that, you have a thing like range, and in range you will write 0 to length of nums. What I have written I will show you, and colon. What is range? Right, what is range? Range is nothing but take your numbers. It will help Python to take your numbers from 0th index and run till the index mentioned. Also the start index is mentioned, right? The start index is just like slicing. This is excluded, this is included, right? This is excluded, this is included. So if I write over here from 0 to length of nums, now length of, now for example understand this as nums, okay? From 0 to length of num, now length of num is nothing but 6, right? So what is length of nums? Length of num is nothing but gives the length of your list. So length of your list is nothing but 6 over here, okay? Length of your list is nothing but 6 over here. So it will run from 0 to 6, okay? So 0 to 6 it will go to every element, understandable? Also instead of 0, if I write 1 over here, if I write 1 over here, so it will start from 1, it will not start from 0 now. So range is just a simple term or a simple terminology to tell you from where to start iterating and from where to end iterating. End before it will end before your end, okay? So like this, now I have, for example, understand that I have taken element 3. I will write another for loop that is j, and because I want you to add it to all the elements after it and not add the element, I will write in range I plus 1 means if I am standing at 3 it will start from 1, okay? And till length of nums means because I want to go till end, okay? Want to go till end. So and then I will write the condition that if in case I got nums of I plus nums of j. What is changing over here? I is changing? No, j is changing. I is 3 over here, j is taking different values, right? J is taking different values, and it's adding with the 3 and telling that is any value providing you answer 1. So the, so how you tell is equals to target, right? Then simply print I comma j, okay? So now let me also show you how to code it. So now let me take you the example, let's say nums, and in nums understand 3 minus 1, yep, minus 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, okay? Now let me say the target number be 1 over here. Now I am using for loop, and its range of for loop is from, let's say, 0 to the length of nums. Now the length of nums, if I just tell you what is the length of nums, if I don't write this statement and I just run the code, you can see the length of nums is 6 over here, right? You can say the length of nums, so it will run from 0 to 6, okay? Now comes another for loop j, and in range I plus 1 because we are not including that number, and again we are moving till end of it, so length of nums, okay? Right, now in that I am writing if condition. Will be the if condition? If condition is that if these both values, this j that is changeable value and I that is constant that is 3, if its value becomes equal to your target, okay, if its value become equal to your target, I want you to print the indices over here, right? I want you to print the indices over here. Now let me see what is happening over here. It's printing the indices, It printing the indices 1 comma 2, right? Now let me just remove this. Yes, it printing me the indices 1 comma 2, is it? So this is the first index, this is the second index, and minus 1 plus 2 will give you the target one. So this is the question I want you to show. Now let me go to the bonus topic, that is list comprehensions. Covering it in a simple way, what is list comprehension? List comprehension is nothing but a Pythonic shortcut. N- It allows you to create, modify, or filter list using just a single line of code. You only have to remember this master formula: action, then for, then your loop, and then if condition. How to work with that, I am going to show you right now. For example, understand that I have a list like this. Okay, now I have written this much code. I have written this much code, right? I want to edit my list. I am just commenting this out. I want you to edit my list. This is your list right now. I want you to edit my list with just positive numbers. With just positive numbers in it. Now, how should I do it? How should I filter my list with just positive number? So, if you remember your master formula tells that use. Now, nums equals to nums, right? Now your nums is already given to you. I want to edit that nums. So, or I can say I want to store that into some another, let's say the variable be another, and in that variable the condition is that you want all the bigger values that is greater than 0. So what will you do? Your action, what is your action? Means action means what you want to do to the item. Means these all are items: 3 minus 1 2 3 4 5. So what you want to do to that item? So right now you don't want to do anything to that item, right? You don't want to add anything, or you don't want to delete anything, right? You just, before I think so moving to positive numbers, I want you to understand this action word. Imagine that I want to add number 1 to every item in the list. So what you want to add? You want to add 1. So always what the action you have to perform, write it at the first. Okay, you have written this much. X is iterating. X means x may be 3, x may be minus 1, x may be 2, 3, 4, and 5. It is taking every value and adding 1 into it. But then it's asking question in what? So that you have to apply loop. Loop, what is adding? X is adding in the range 0 to, till what you have to go? You want to go till length of nums, right? Now if you want to run this, what will happen? See, it is adding one value into your account, right? It is adding, 1 minute. Yes, yeah, this will run over here. It is adding 1. Now, why I have not written that range? That range is doing some immemorable task. It's adding one value in all the range of zeros, which I don't want. So you have to write for x in nums. So it will add a value 4, then 0, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then it becomes 6. Okay, so this is action. Now, if I want all the values, for example, let's say greater than 4 to be in my list, so you have to write your if condition, your condition at the end. Conditions are always at the end. Loop in between, in what you have to run, and actions are always at the start. So what the action, you are first increasing all the numbers by 1, and in what you have to increase, you have to increase in all of your list, that is nums, and at the end you are writing the if condition, that I want all the numbers greater than 4 over here. So what do you think? What will it print? It will print 6. Why? Because, see, until and unless you have not written this thing, it is printing 4, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's successfully increasing every number by 1. this is the initial list. It's successfully increasing every number by 1. Once you added condition x greater than 4, it's searching the value x greater than 4 and it found 6, and then it's printing 6. So this is how your list comprehension used to work. And